So I know you guys probably wonder how I got here, so I'm gonna take you guys back. Alright, so bear with me because this is my first YouTube video, so I know everybody been wanting me to tell the story and everything. There's always these other stories going around and I never told my side of the story. So today I'm finally gonna do it. Like, today's really the day. For those of you that don't know me, my name is LIYALANI, but my nickname is Lily. It's spelled L-I-L-I, not L-I-L-Y. That's kind of a pet peeve for me. I'm gonna tell the story about the day I got shot because I don't remember the exact moment. Like, I kind of blacked out at that moment. But on August 7, 2020, I was shot 3 times in my head and I survived. And today I'm gonna tell you guys what happened before that incident. At the time, I was dealing with this older guy that I met through my real close friend at the time. This is actually a relative of hers. And the day I met him, we had went to liquor store. So around this time I used to smoke a lot. So I was standing outside smoking because I couldn't smoke in the store. So my friend went in the store and I guess she seen her relative. And he had came outside, we joking. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. Whole time I'm thinking like, oh, this dude cool, he funny. But I guess he was checking me out and he ended up getting my Instagram and hitting me up late that night. But because I was busy, I didn't see it till morning. I'm texting back and I'm thinking nothing of it. Because at first he initially started talking to me about something else. But I guess that's kind of how he wrote me in. He got me like tied up in a conversation about something else and like low-key started shooting shots. So I agreed to hang out with him one day. And it was fun, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh, he good vibes. So I'm like, yeah, like, So, like, at that day, we kept on kicking it. And it's like, I was ignoring the red flags. Like, even though they was kind of visible, I was ignoring them, when you young and naive. So I'm ignoring all the red flags, thinking like, okay, I pulled this older nigga. He hustled, whatever. He got a car and a permit. And I'm comparing this to all the dudes I used to talk to that was around my age. It's like, I'm gonna have that stuff. We just graduated high school, really getting out into the real world. I'm not thinking of it like, oh, this I had that because he grown, you feel me? So I was a little young and dumb, and I felt like I was cute and I was that dead. But as I mentioned before, this was a relative of my close friend. So I would hang out with her a lot that summer. So I had input my time so I seen him and hang out with him. It wasn't nothing of it when we was going through, like, I guess that honeymoon phase, like, always hanging out and stuff. Typically, like, I was just doing what I was doing everyday basis, like, getting lit after work. So I'm not thinking nothing of it this day. I was actually off, so I'm gonna take y'all back to the beginning of that day when I first went outside. That was around like 1 o'clock. I met up with my other friend, and he had wants to go somewhere with me and his girlfriend, so we hanging out. So we ended up running into our other friend, so I had switched cars and I got in the car with our other friend and I told him like, I drop me off over here. I'm about to meet old boy. And then I'm gonna with the boy at the barbershop because he's getting a haircut. And then he like, I want to go on the block and I want you to like hang out there with me. And I was like hanging out on the block, so I'm like, the only way I'm staying within this area is if my best friend come outside with me. So, now calling my best friend, I'm like, come over and hang out with me. Like, we don't gotta be on the block, but we can be on the block behind them. My best friend finally agreed, and he had met me out there and just catching up. Like, we geeking, we having a good time. Whole time, mind you, I'm driving an old boy car. Like, I guess he really feeling me, so he let me drive his car. And I had my own car, but my car was in the shop at that time. It's pretty ironic. I had just dropped off a few days prior to the incident. So I'm driving his car that night. So my best friend started saying how he was getting tired and he had to work a morning shift. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna take you home. So I took him home. But whole time I got the keys to the old boy apartment. I got everything I need. But I went back on the block because I'm like, that's effed up. I ain't gonna like take his car and go in the house or that. So he like, I am about to do something real quick. So I'm on my phone recording, I'm texting. It's like 4 in the morning. Is tired. Well, I know I was tired. So I wanted to go in the house or whatever. So I'm waiting, and the next thing you know, I guess at the moment I got shot because I ain't remember So excuse my language, y'all. I curse a lot. So I had woke up at the hospital. I was in the ICU. And at that time I was fully paralyzed, so I could not even move. So I'm looking out the window from my hospital bed. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it's daytime. So I don't have any like prior knowledge of what happened or how long I had been there. And turns out I had just woke up from a coma like a week and a few days later. So I didn't know that at the time. I didn't even know I got shot. So now I'm thinking real hard. Like, yo, I don't remember ever like turning keys or going in the house that day. Like, what the fuck happened basically? And mind you, I'm by myself. Like, nobody there. So I'm like, damn, it's not coming to me like, yo, you got shot. Cause I ain't feel nothing. So I'm thinking like, damn, like what could happen so bad that I can't move? So about a few days later, I was transferred to an inpatient rehabilitation center where they started me with physical therapy, occupational, speech, etc. because I was suffering from cognitive impairment. I still was on life support. I had to learn how to breathe again. I had to learn how to eat again. I had to learn how to talk again. And my speech is still impaired, even though I got to talk again. I started walking my walker. It's getting better now gradually. Like, I'm learning how to take steps without it. And eventually trying to lean onto a cane. I also lost sensation on the entire right side of my body. So I also lost my balance. So cause I like a sensation, it's hard for me to trust that right leg and use his hands. So do my hair. Sunset was holding my phone with this hand. That's why I don't do a lot of things and writing with my right hand. I'm learning how to write my left. So it's like my life basically hit a restart button. It's bittersweet, like I had to, of course, go through a series of emotions. Like, I was sad, I felt pain and agony, but I had to realize that none of those emotions were going to get me anywhere. And to answer a question, my strength kicked in where I saw how far I had already came. So even though I got a lot farther to go, the fact that I got this far is enough for me, you know? It's still hope that greater things are gonna come. And I feel like past experiences in life ultimately prepares for different obstacles we encounter. A question here that says, who took you to the hospital and was anybody with you at that time? So later on, when my mother told me everything that happened and that like the people closest to me had knowledge of, I found out that the guy I was dealing with did thankfully take me to the hospital, and they didn't wait for the ambulance because I probably wouldn't have had the same chances at survival. And he actually did like try to reach out to me after this situation, but I felt like things are meant to be, and it's like I almost lost my life. Like, it's just too risky and dangerous. And like a bunch of things weren't adding up, so I don't think I basically thought the relationship ran its course. Like, how did you feel when you were able to see and hear all the support you had? So it was overwhelming, but I was all around shocked. I didn't know that half these people cared about me or how much media attention this situation was getting. And I really did enjoy the videos and the prayers and the best wishes as I was going through that hard time. Were your friends and now who was there? Did you confront them and were people riding for you? So, my friends, they went on with their life. Like the friends at the time. So, I did fall out with a lot of people I was close with after the situation because it's like they weren't trying to be my friend anymore, and they were acting very awkward and weird about this situation. And that's not the type of energy or support I needed at this time. And I started feeling like, but y'all only want to be my friend when I'm okay, driving, getting money and stuff. I started feeling away. It make no sense. Like, with people who I was even close with was coming through more than people I've been around. So, yeah, like, them relationships ran this course too. What happened? I don't really know what happened. What's going around is I got set up, but even that part is still confusing to me. So I really can't answer what happened. Like, me and you both wanna know. Explain your whole experience. What do you remember? So, this situation was very hard. Once I started grasping everything that was going on around me, I had to stop saying I want to be like before. I want to be better than before. There's always room for improvement. Just because I was in perfect state of health don't mean that I was the best Lily, you know? I want to be better than that person. Even if I'm much more limited now, I know better. I'm way more wise, so I can carry myself differently. And to answer the second part, I only remember what I was doing before. As I mentioned throughout the video, I don't remember that exact moment. So one I'm going to answer is, how many times were you shot and where? So I was shot 3 times, about right here, and right here. So it was in very fatal parts of my brain, so I got lucky because it brushed right past my brainstem and it affected my speech, mobility, and simple life functions like breathing, getting dressed, and such like. But thank you guys for watching, and let me know how you guys like it, and I will try to get more content.